It was 9 o'clock when I get a call. Because you mustn't forget, it's not on the workers. They will say, yes, let's go and burn the house. Some of them, they call me, hey, chief, they are coming. I said, no, there's no problem. And also can't lock it. But what we did, we managed to call the police. Yeah, but it was late. They, in terms of lacking of information, that's a problem. That's why I'm saying I meet every these people that they've been my friend. So you know that I know cameras there too.
Yeah.
I know they quarrel with them. I have a problem because I know it was not them that they came to pay. They were trying to make sure that this municipality we do a rerun.
Well, hello and welcome to yet another installment of the Lead Podcast with me, your host, Solomon Manyaka. As you know by now, we are so passionate about leadership. And I'm sure you keep on asking yourself, what does the Lead in the Lead podcast stand for? And it basically means lead, empower, and develop. So our passion is to bring leaders who are excelling in their sphere of influence, put them on this platform here so that they can empower you, our viewers, and we can work together to make you the next leader of tomorrow. And we are continuing with that thread today by bringing you someone who is a rising star in the world of politics and one of the youngest leaders in government. Please allow me to introduce to you the Honorable Mayor of Tshwete Local Municipality, none other than Councillor Mhlonishwa Masilela. Welcome, Mayor, to the Lead Podcast.
Thank you very much, Sol Manyaka, and also greetings everyone that is watching this show. As Steve said, we're so happy that we visited us today.
Yeah. We're very pleased to be here as well. We've heard good things about the municipality. We know that there's been a lot that's been happening, and I'm hoping that today you'll be able to unpack some of the things that have been going on. But before we get into all of that, maybe just tell us about yourself, where you grew up, and how you became the person that you are today.
Now, my name is Mhlonishwa. When I was born, my mom and the father, they gave me that name. And my surname is Masilela. I'm staying here in Middelburg. I was born here. Had a child and Susie. And also, I've attended the school here, LSC Tshwete in Sozama. And I went to TS College to do further my study, and I'm continuing to do that as I was speaking.
Okay. So out of interest there, what course did you study there?
Financial accounting and also business management.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm asking because, now you're a politician as well. So, that kind of gives me an idea, like with what you are studying now, is that something that you see yourself applying in your daily work now as mayor?
Now, currently, what I want to do, I want to go back and lecture in the university.
After as the protest. Okay. All right. No, very interesting. Now tell us, having been a person who grew up in Hluzi Township here in Middleburg with Steve Tshwete, what are some of the experiences that helped you, that shaped you to have an interest in, for instance, politics?
2005, I would join the ANC Youth League. I participated in the branch 021 in my ward. When I've completed my metric in 2002, I've volunteered to assist maths and accounting in 4 secondary schools to improve the results of the grade 12. We were paying by the 1 mile of we call it the Goldfield mine. So where we were getting our stay pay. Yeah, where we doing more extra classes for the kids here in the Tshwete. That's why in 2020 I was chosen as a devoted citizen. Number 1 in the country, where we were at the top number, we're 89, but I ended up to top 7, where I was competing with one the judge and also Zoini Kiza and other politician from Gauteng. So maybe that I was in position number 3. But here in Bomala, I was the only one that is giving people for back in terms of developing our kids and comedy pledge. Then in 2016, and then they nominated me to be a ward councillor at Inclusive. We didn't stay, and then unfortunately in 2021, they've elected me also to be a councillor at the same time to be named as a tip man when we arrive in the established council.
Yeah. So, out of interest, did you ever think when you came in as a councillor, you'd walk out as a mayor? Because it's very unusual to have someone coming in as a ward councillor and then becoming mayor. They normally select from PR councillors.
No. Mind you, I was not in the list
Yeah.
to be a mayor, but only God the one that pushed me to be a mayor, because mainly my parents, they prophesied to be a clonish. So in clonish. So what I would say, I came to a text and then I go back with the place. So that is a spirit that I can say everyone can do best for himself, for herself, for his career, if you just focus on yourself.
I promise I wouldn't have slept at night if it's. I came and I woke up one day as a councillor. Next thing I know, I'm coming back as a mayor. But I'm so interested in the fact that you love teaching. That's something I never thought you'd be doing. You see a politician, you see someone who's out there in the people, but I feel like your passion is teaching.
Yes.
And it leads me to also want to find out who are the people who taught you or who mentored you in your development to become the person that you are.
Unfortunately, it's one of the greatest leader here in Middleburg. Who's also a former councillor, Ubaba Ukumalo, who passed away, unfortunately. And also the former treasurer from the region, who calls Moko. We called Utu Mo Maro, the surname that we are using for him. Is one that they were pushing me. They are staying in my ward. Yeah, they were supporting me a lot. Even when I was nominated, I've started to deny. They said, no, we must go. Yeah, because we must not forget the process of the ANC start with 3 meetings. So when we go to the committee meeting, it's where they nominate me on the BGMs. Then I said, no, man, let's give our people the check. They said, no, we want you, because I was they're trying to reward me. I don't know why, because I was helping their kids throughout all the wards, because I was every Saturday in the morning and after school I was targeting each schools. Yeah, like in Anama and Sozama and Sofona. Yeah, that was in those schools that I was attending to go and teach maths and accounting.
Wow. No. I'm still quite amazed how I won't lie. But then, when I look at, for instance, the work that you are doing in the governance space, I noticed that obviously the ANC didn't do very well in the elections. But before we delve into that, maybe you can just give me an idea, or our viewers actually, an idea of what is it that attracted you to be part of the ANC.
It's because I love my government. The ANC, they've taught us a lot of things, particularly in the youth. Unfortunately, from 2021, when we enter here, the ANC received 21 seats, and the D8 17, and the AFF got 9, the MHRF, they got 7, and then the Film Plus, they got 3, and then 1 independent. So the total of 58, while the GNU or FEBAC, where the DA took all the oversight, MPEC, and 3039 mine, and we are the ANCs at executive level. So making sure that our focus when I give them my speech, it was all about service to them, not the difference in terms of parties where they protect us in the cancer.
Yeah. Wow. No, that's very interesting. So basically, your coalition partner now in council is the DA. Is it just the DA alone?
No, current three partners after one of the MMC of the ANC passed away, the infrastructure, Maseko, uh, we the ANC decided now to give me and also to engage the AFF so that I can cook one EFF, because we are an isolated now. If you to choose one MMC from EFF.
Yeah. Hmm. And then now, tell me how you've managed to find consensus. It's basically political parties from different ideologies. How do you manage all of those conflicts?
No, I must not forget that our line of march is to make sure that we give services to our people. Why we gave AFF? We gave because we want to create stability in the municipality. Because we also not forget that we have many vote no confidence against me, because maybe they see that he didn't get their share or what, I don't know. But in my view, since we have this organized in terms of the leadership that we have, there's not any instability. Everything is fine. We are just making sure that we're talking one volume, one voice in terms of making sure that our people in Tshwete, they get services.
Yeah, yeah. So then we can simply say then in many respects that you were one of the first people to actually implement the GNU. If anything, national government saw the blueprint from you because
Come and led to us.
yeah, but you showed them as well what the GNU was, even before it became something in national government by working with the DA.
Came today, what happened? For the first time in 30 years, we can't.
Yeah.
The minister didn't proceed with the budget wish. Then we don't know what, but today happened.
Hmm. So somewhere, somehow, there was some disagreement about an issue between all the coalition partners or the GNU partners.
I don't know. But what I would say, people of South Africa, they didn't give one party a voice. So all these parties, their voice. But at the end of the day, we must make sure that their services. Must not forget, when we see this thing can affect all the municipalities and the provisions. Why I'm saying that? Because if the municipality didn't pass the budget adjustment, then you invite the MEC to do also, because we failed as council to approve the budget adjustment. As this month, as we are closing 28 February, all the municipality must make sure that they pass the budget. To don't pass, to make sure that they invite the MEC. It is going to be difficult because now in news will say council failed to do his work.
Yeah. And is it true that when you don't spend money as a council, they take that money out?
Definitely, those that took the money through the.
And next day you get a less amount.
If they give you a 5 million that you must spend to make sure that you upgrade your infrastructure and the DWS.
Yeah.
When you spend 1.5 million, in the next financial day, they don't give you that 5 million. They'll give you 1.5 because when we're capable to do 100 million. That's why I'm bleeding people of Tshwete. When we have projects, they must not stop our projects. We must make sure that we engage on the tables so that we can fast-track the projects. Yeah. Why I'm saying that at the same time, other element that make people to strike, we find that there's water and the project is affecting more than 5 watts. So there's no need to fight. We can make sure that we share amongst all people that they are staying those walls so that they can to be food from some of those people that they are working there. So those are the things that we need to show we engage our big youth. If we continue to stop projects, we are inviting the treasurer to take them out because we have some targets. Like now, we need to make sure that in terms of all the grants that we have, we're at 50%. Unfortunately, it's only one project that I mean 22% because of technicality in terms of this person did not charge the CPI. So it's that technical part. We're making sure that after they've resolved on Monday, they have a meeting with the MM. We believe that the next trip will be fun because they need just to buy in component of electricity or let's say the transform. Yeah. After they purchase that electricity, that contractor will be easy to make sure that we move in terms of to 7 or 6%.
Now, Mayor, as I said at the beginning, the ANC didn't do very well in these elections, and we know that local government elections are just around the corner. What do you think will need to be done differently in order to convince the citizens of this municipality to look to the ANC as a politically dominant party in the city?
One, we need to make sure that we reduce the unemployment that we have. Two, we need to call the mining in Daba that is affecting our people so that we do a triple P partnership so that we make sure that these mines and all this industry that we have in the municipality can make sure that they create more job in terms of the LED. And also we can go to tourism because there's lack. So we are lacking in terms of municipality. Yeah. Also we can go to what in terms of art culture, where the people they can get more grant from the ITC, from Mega, from other still gonna say from other state of organs of municipality of the government, so that we can create. If we can do that, I think we can contains our people. Because now people, a lot of people, they don't have what was us speaking. We're in a high rate in terms of municipality. Yeah. That's why you find that there's stoppage of projects.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's very concerning. You know, when you say the stoppage of product projects, obviously that also hampers service delivery. And you find yourself in a situation where the city is basically not functioning and people are not getting services delivered to them. So, you know, that's something I think that the government of national unity that we have here must really start prioritizing. And perhaps even the viewers and the citizens of this particular municipality will take to heart, you know, that do not try and destabilize a municipality by allowing them not to finish projects, you know. But the other issue that I also wanted to find out from you, Mayor, you know, what are some of the plans and the things that we can look forward to in the city of Steve Tshwete Municipality?
So the plans, they are good because we are growing via the Municipality, where they come to Hoversdal. We're growing back to when we're going to the magazine. Yeah. Where we develop our town. And we believe that if we are growing in terms of to get more states, and also the currently the MM is engaging the big companies to make sure that they invest on these areas where we can create more than 1,000 job opportunities that are permanent.
So tell us a bit more actually about LET as well. Are there any specific LET plans that you have, especially to assist entrepreneurs and unemployed people?
Currently, I'm happy that we are working with mines. A few of them, they're building a node D where they build workshops for our people at slow industrial area. Yeah, where you find that the person that maybe is coming in there to do uh, mechanism in terms of changing some tires, some of that piece with the welding. In terms of the framework, the others they do some aluminium, um, that business of aluminium. Yeah, others that we just approve now. They were doing a big one where they do in terms of the engineering, in terms of designing, in terms of all the in the industrial area. Yeah, all the tools and that they needed from the industrial area in terms of bolts and nuts. There's a company that you or apply with already given the area, and then that was this way. So it's this in the law because we want to make sure that it can create more generation. There's a one woman now applied that the municipality approved last year. He's got the business of tire. He changed to the oil. So he's gonna hire more than 100 yeah, people here in this district.
And as for you, what are the plans for the future? Do you intend on running for a second term as mayor?
No, currently I can't say that because we need to make sure that we convince our people. But I believe I still have a trust to our people. They can take me back, but you must not also to say you want a separate term. What I want to grow. Yeah, maybe to go to Kahana district or to the police. It's where you need to make sure that you also have our people in other levels.
And then I know that you normally have an IDP as well, and you also have a state of the municipal address. So can you give us an idea perhaps of when those events will be happening?
All right, in terms of the IDP, it's going to be started in April. And then I'll say in terms of the state of municipal address will be after the financial year, yeah, end. Because I'm also waiting for 20 days before where we can do the adjustment. So I want to make sure that when we close, all the comments that started from April, yeah, till June, when we close, I give all July to making sure that if there are people, because most of it from 1 July is a youth financial year. Yeah. So if I listen to people, no, they hear with they're crying in terms of the water rates or they're crying in terms of the sewer or the property rate, it's where I can engage and review some other tariff. But I can't change the tariff of the NERSA by ESCO because those one the national rule, yeah, on the NERSA. But ones that the municipality that I control is only these three. Yeah, I can make sure that I can talk to my team and review. That's why I wait for to get more complaints. Yes. Or comment because when you give them comments from April till May or June, they don't comment. Yeah. They wait for you to approve or where they're gonna see they receive a statement of the of rates. So they will complain to you, this rent this high can really not redo an adjustment from there.
Hmm. Now, May, I know you spoke quite a lot about projects, money basically, budget being taken away because projects are not completed on time. But can you also highlight for us some of the challenges perhaps that you are experiencing as a municipality?
Okay. Problem that we're having as a municipality, we're having an old pipe of 130 upper stores. So we need almost a billion to change the pipes. And at the same time, we have an old infrastructure of 1970s of cable. You'll find that this cable, let's say 5 kilometers.
Mm.
There's a lot of patching of that cable.
Yeah.
And those other cables, they're underground. Mind you, when it's raining like this, it's affecting the where you patched. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we get a cable fault. Yeah. So what we did now as a municipality since 2022, we have built a new substation. Yeah. It's complete. Net we are waiting for this financial year that will start on the 2025 2026 from July. Yeah. Where the ESCOM will connect the line so that at the location we can see a massive substation. Because this one is 79 megawatts. And the demand that was supplying the community is 76. So there's a 3. Yeah. So it's not good. And if someone can do something that is bad there, the entire town and location will be off. That's why you feel another 8. Yeah. And that one got a skate. So if it is something of fault, then it protect itself, entire system, so that cannot be some damage. So we've just done with this one after we've experienced on that one on 2019. Yeah. For 5 days, people will not ever exit. That's why you build that one. That crowd.
Hmm. Wow, it seems like there's a lot happening then, Mayor. But tell us about a typical day in the life of a mayor. You know, what goes on a daily basis as a mayor?
Yeah, it's a lot of complaints, a lot of people that they need us. Yeah. And mind you, when you are a ward councillor, you need to address your wards. Yeah. Other ward 29 wards. At the same time, you must be in the DDM meetings in district. At the same time, you must be in the province where you need to also to represent your municipality. So it's tough when a ward councillor is better when a APR. Yeah, because we don't, was after council sitting, we must go to your community. Mind you, if a mayor agrees or not that must take place, yeah, must go and assist other councillors to make sure that they understand the the tariff that we're gonna explain. I'll make an example just one so that to understand. A coupon that we wanna purchase on the 1 March, yeah, of 500 rand, and the coupon that you purchase on 25 March, you won't be the same units. Here, the nurse said, if you have 500 rand on 1 March, you get 197 units. But when you come back, you will be at the third bracket or the second bracket. Why? Because the nurse gave us 4 bracket. 190, 280, 280, 3 rand. So when we have 1,000 rand, yeah, you'll get for the first time if you are paying on June. Yeah, it's 413 units. But when you come back with the same 1,000 rand on the last day of the month, yeah, you will find that now you're wasting your money. That's why the ESCOM, where you the say, if you purchase more, then they penalize you your units. So it's better for our people. They must learn to make sure that when they buy, they see their number in terms of the household. Or 4, which means 500 rand will assist us. When is 28 March, you've left with 3 days. Yeah. Just buy a coupon of 150 so that you can part and do other issues. Don't buy the volume that you use at the beginning because you'll be losing a lot of money.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's a very strange thing to implement because, you know, we're used in economics to say, you know, the more you buy in bulk and you save. But in this case, you are buying in bulk, but you are paying more. If I'm understanding you.
It's 4 bracket. I repeat, it's 100 night, first bracket, first block. Yeah, means like that. It's cheaper if we have 500 rand. Yeah, we get 197 unit. When we have 1,000 rand, you get 413 minutes. Yeah. But if you in the same month we purchase, you move from that first bracket to another. 1 rand line with 208 is different. So it's gonna drop. Yeah. But we have used one veil of amount, more 500 rand or 1,000 rand. So it's better for people to get more information that if you want to save electricity or get more units, buy for the first month. Either it is 1 March or it's a 15 March, but for the first time when you arrive, it's where you buy. Yeah. But at the same time, let's make it like this. Let's say on the one, you go figure, you take coupon 100 rand. You figure the following day, you take 1,000. You'll find that now we are loser because 200 rand is 63 units.
So the trick is not to buy too many at the same time. Just buy and keep quiet. Yeah. But know your budget. That's the lesson that I'm learning now from this. Okay. No. Then if you explain it that way, it makes sense, But now being both a ward councillor, I'm glad you touched on this, a ward councillor and also a mayor of a municipality. Don't you have a ward committee that's also assisting you to do your duties as a councillor?
I do have the 10 and they are working. Unfortunately, but the demand, that is there for 29 wards. It is not easy. In terms of 257 mayors in the country, I'm the only one who can say,
Yeah. That's why I keep on saying this thing is so unique. Yeah. I've never seen it in all the time that I have been actively following politics, And actually it makes me ask you, like, are you earning the salary of a ward councillor and also a salary of the mayor?
no, I mean, the type of is to my own.
Okay, so there's no councillor salary being paid there as well. No, excellent, mayor. When I look at some of the things that have been happening, it seems like for you to get that percentage that you got as the ANC, and for you to be able to manage to form a coalition, and for you to somehow, even through the vehicle of the ANC, even though it did not have a majority, you managed to come in as a mayor, shows that the ANC to some extent was very good at managing the fact that they lost power and they somehow managed to cling to governance in some way. But the other thing that I want to just find out from you is that, being in such a position of leadership and managing so many people, what are some of the key lessons that you've learned in leadership of such a huge municipality?
What I've learned is one, you must respect your community, but must make sure that you are humble to them because they are frustrated. Because we find that somebody can come now. My rates, they were 400 rand. Now they say they are 1.2. It's gonna come to fight it. So must make sure that to how you hear your people. We find that the rates on. They say, hey, we don't care about you. You go and fix your toilets. But I mean, I always say, if you go and fix your toilets, let me trace for the 6 months what happened. Maybe in the last 2 months, we were having some funeral, or a wedding. Then your water was much that you consuming. So I check the technicality because sometimes we are not in the indigent, or sometimes we are in the indigent. So if there was a pipe burst, we must say, I was not keep quiet because now I want to say, why did you use 80 kiloliter? Instead of using 11. When I check your 6 months, I see you are using 9, 11, 12. Suddenly you have used 7, which means there was a pipe burst, or there was a wedding, or there was a funeral, or something
Some unusual.
unusual. So if a person say, this one, it was meant for that. Because currently we build it based on what they have done, or electric cruiser, and then they will pay on before the 7 March. And we check our meat. If the person doesn't get it, is have some dispute. It's where there's a dock you can access, gate a lot, and then we estimate as a spot because the bylaw said we must make sure that everyone is built. So that's why if a person come, we see in the system when they go and check, they write on the system, say, here there's no access, here there's a dock, here the meter you can't read. That's why all now my project, what I'm busy with, to make sure that all the meters must be outside from the art. It must be outside so that I don't stress to saying your meter is low where I can't access. So I'm busy with that proper courage.
Mm, And how's it going? And also, how is the billing thing going? I know a lot of municipalities are struggling with collection. We're actually surprised because we find that a lot of corporate customers are also not paying. We used to think it's just residents, people with homes, but it looks like there's also big companies, who are in industry in municipalities who are also not paying. So, what problems are you guys getting in terms of billing?
In terms of billing, I'm not a problem at all because I'm in 898% collection. And at the same time, I'm busy with the problem of making sure that I'm going to those people that didn't come
Huh.
and do the NRN 2, where they supposed to upgrade their system. Yeah. So now I have
This is the electrical,
yes,
the prepaid meter.
yes.
Okay.
So I do have a list. The list was 2.1. I've managed now to go door to door. Each ward, a day I go to make sure that I attend more than 20 household. Then you come and then I take my bit.
Yeah.
Sure. And then I've started with Ward 25,
Yeah.
went to Ward 26. Then I went to Hendrina. Last week I was in Hendrina. The whole week I was doing all the services. I'm doing something different. When I'm going to Hendrina, because it goes 3 wards,
Yeah.
I took environmental, I took all people that are working under RTP department. I took your human settlement also. And then I invite also the property rate and tax. So that when I cut grass, the others that busy with the electricity, I want everyone to receive services on one day.
Yeah.
If you call and then they will say, our department is there to just come and fix your portal or maybe the sewer or any matter that is there.
Mm. Mm. Now, I'm gonna dive into an issue that is two issues actually that are very sensitive, and you can answer them if you want. You can answer if you don't. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. We know that there was an incident where your own personal home was burnt, and we also know that there was an incident very recently where a person was shot dead on the municipal grounds. I'm not sure which office it was, but I think that was just one part of what looked like labor unrest. So, can you just walk us through what happened in those situations?
No, we have a strike of 8 months where workers they were demanding some grading, particular grades 5. Why the municipal was at grade 4 on their time. What transpired that it's not the municipality that do a crane. It's a bargaining council where the mat and the SAMU and the cocta, yeah, or Sarga that sit to make sure that they do the dispute.
Yeah.
So we were paying our people here in the Tshwete in terms of the Fadimerve. And always when this election, the SAMO was trying to make sure that they strike.
Yeah.
Since 2011, they strike because there's a book or there's a letter that was signed by the 21st century.
Yeah.
That municipality belonged to grade 5. Mind you, 2011, yeah, they strike. Yeah, no arts. 2016, they strike. No arts. 2021, also, there is a strike. No answer. And the strike continue because must not forget we will arrive on the 23 November when you have established an independence. So the strike continue. That's why we got 0 PRs.
Yeah.
And then what transpired on the 17th August 2022, I was in Nelspruit where I got a call from 18mm that there's someone that was shot here in the municipality. Not only one, but I think there were 3. Yeah, but one passed away. Okay. Unfortunately, I won't go further because the met, as was speaking, there's a trial here in the municipality. The High Court is still going on. We only wait for the results of the court. Yeah, what transpired. But as a municipality, what they did, we done a court order. So the accident happened after 4:30. Yeah. And I'm not sure why they were entering in the building because they were court order. Yeah, in terms of the rule of the court. That said, yes, we swim can slack, but we must be away from the building of the municipality.
Yeah. Yeah. No, let's leave it there. If you say the matter is sub judice, as you say, then I think let's respect the rule of law. But yeah, you I also asked about your own personal home, and I think this experience shows me just how dangerous politics can also be. So walk us through that unfortunate circumstance.
Oh, it was 9 o'clock when I get a call. We also must not forget, it's not on the workers, they will say, yes, let's go and burn the house. Some of them, they call me, they chief, they are coming.
Mm.
I said, no, no, there's no problem. And also can't lock the, but what we did, we've managed to call the police. Yeah, but it was late. They, they, in terms of lacking of information, that's a problem. That's why I'm saying, I meet every these people that they've been,
Yeah.
my friend.
So that.
I know the cameras there too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't have a quarrel with them. I don't have a problem because I know it was not them that they came to pay. They were trying to make sure that this municipality we do a rela in terms of election.
Mm.
It was not the basic of Mhlonishwa Masilela.
Yeah. It was just to frustrate the process.
The process to think, no, 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 no. If we did, I mean, let's go back and we try to destroy.
Yeah. So part of that was to intimidate you.
Yes.
And obviously now threaten the life of your family. But thankfully there was no one in your family was injured or anything like that.
It's just the property, the gates, yeah, the window. Because they tried to put a petrol bomb, but we managed to.
Sure. Hey, yeah, no, politics is a dangerous business. Hey? It's quite a dangerous business. But I think there's also beauty in it because you get to serve the people. Sometimes the people like you. And as you say, sometimes people walk into your office here and they come and shout. I'm sure even in council, you get called all sorts of names. You say you've been through multiple motions of no confidence. So I think the good also comes with the bad. But I can safely say, looking at how you've been describing everything, you are enjoying the good. You are enjoying being in a position where you can change people's lives. And talking about changing people's lives, I also watched a social media page of an organization called the Landlords, and I saw that there was some work that you were doing with them there. So can you just walk us through what that was all about? You were going through disability centers and such things. So please just enlighten us on that. Yeah?
Oh, thank you very much on that one. On the 25th of December 2024, I saw on the page of one of my friends here in Rina and here the Steve Tshwete. And I said, hey, this is a good work. Why these people didn't invite me? And that was my question. I said, no, 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 we can call them, can meet them. And then I said, no, no problem. I mean, I just want to support where I can. And then I said, when I called one of the president, uh, Mhlonishwa an active chief, I want to meet you, and at the same time, I want you to buy clothes for those people. Because on the 25th, they were giving me just a food parcel. Because as a municipality, we are not focusing on the people that are living with a disability or there's property. We don't have.
Yeah.
If the landlords that are doing wonders, why we not support them? So I'm here to support them because they've started to plow,
Yeah.
to the community, particularly not to one in Lendrina, there are two centers. And here, make it back on it to one before we close 2024. We done wonders here. So we believe that if we can work together with all the stakeholders so that we make sure that we support the landlords, we believe that will do a different to our community.
Mm. And tell us more about some of the, you talked about the triple P, the public-private partnership. So, how is the mood as well in terms of other corporates? Like, Steve Tshwete has got a lot of mines. It's got a very solid stainless steel industry as well, and many other industries. For instance, agriculture. How are those social actors assisting you to deliver on your services to the people?
Currently, we are working together with also the Chamber of Commerce. The president there is Muketsi. We believe that we have met with also the landlords. We believe that as the Calatina, they want to do a Calatina so that they can fundraise more money to build these centers for people. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And we'll make sure that as a municipality we work with together. Yeah, with the district also, so that we are not only focusing on the Steve Tshwete, but I believe the vision is to make sure that you want to expand because it's the government is always going to build a school of disability in the Malachini in 2026 or 2027. It was now in their designs. But we believe these centers, they're assisting a lot because it's so painful when we go to the ground. Yeah. Because you normally, as an executive mayor, I didn't experience people that is able to eat in the family. So the first time when I go to the dinner, you see physical where they're in the same class. Yes. And you see their challenges. You see these ones, they are lead this step this even their leaders. They've told a lot of things that if they can get a building, they'll be happy.
Yeah. No, thank you for that, Mayor. As the lead podcast, obviously we're very passionate about leadership, and we're always in this segment of the podcast really want to speak to the young Mhlonishwa. There's always a young Mhlonishwa Masilela out there who's looking at you, who's becoming empowered and encouraged, by your story, by the story even of miracles, of you coming in as a ward councillor and eventually leaving as a mayor, coming in. I like what you said, you walked in as a counselor, but you left in blue lights, and to some extent that encourages other people to say, look, sometimes you just have to be there, and sometimes luck will fall on you and you'll get a nice opportunity that can change your life. So to the young Mhlonishwa Masilela, what do you want to say to encourage Kemo here today?
I will say when I enter that age, you must be focused and make sure that you focus on your education and respect your parents, your teachers at school, and learn more. And believe in yourself. It's where you make sure that you put a difference to our society. Yeah. I want people from that are listening to this broadcast, they must make sure that they take one weight, focus, because if you lose a focus, because sometimes here, as we are a young person, we get a lot of pressure. We get a bully, and we leave the school. Yeah. So we must make sure that this government that we are leading now, current, we grew up, we're not eating at the school. Yeah. Currently, they're eating in the school. There's quintal one, quintal two, the no school fees. So there's a lot of buzzer. Yeah. I check here. I'm number one municipality in the province because of best results. So I'm happy. I want to take also the parent all here in Tshwete for a period of 4 years. Yeah, receiving the same cap. Sure. So which tells that we were doing good, and we believe that we make sure that these other schools that are getting 9,800, to make sure that they sustain, and only one school that they get 50. I believe that I'll pay attention to them. Yeah, because I've advertised one school, but it's a primary school. Yeah. I think if I can adopt Sofunda, yeah, we will be good, because now I've spoke with the Foresight battalion. They've adopted one school. The school was getting 36% to 50, but currently they're getting 98. That's it. Now, as we're coming from 2024, they've got 96. Yeah. Was in the secondary school. So I want to make sure that we focus on the only one school that's getting less than 50, but the rest are in 80.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I'm glad that you've actually pointed out some of the very nice looking plugs that you have here on your table.
Yes.
You've explained what this one is for, but I see two as well. What are these ones for your area?
There's one for GPV that we've received, that we are attending the cases, yeah, of GPV, and at the same time, this one, I forgot which one, this one? Oh, this one is for LED, for, yeah, where we, via the LED, we manage to make sure that we support the hawkers. We buy some equipment, yeah. People that they want, if they need some cutting grass machine, so that they need some lights, we buy for them. People that they want a fridge, tents, we've purchased for all those people. Because every year we budget 5 million for people of SMEs in the local municipality.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you're talking about budgets and we're talking about, maybe let's look into that and the disadvantaged people. What programs do you have for your indigents here in Steve Tshwete?
Probably of indigents here, we'll find that only one person that the house doesn't belong to him or her, where we've acted as a council that we don't want to, this person must go and look for a letter of authority. there's a form that we've developed that was approved by council. Yeah. The councillor must go to that house and make sure that that family they apply so that they can be approved, so that we can get the equity share from the national treasurer. Yeah. Secondly, here in the municipality, we have people that they are fighting for the RTPs or for the household. So that form doesn't say you are a owner of the house. We leave that house belonging to the that owner. Yeah, that is late. But must not forget, because we are audited, that's why you're using this form. And this person that is alive can apply for the indigent. We do have programs, even currently, yeah, 200 that they pick up by the AG, yeah, in terms of the finding. We are doing for a period of 2 months, we'll make sure that all those lists, yeah, go to the councillor. Councillor call the ward committees. We'll give them the envelope. We'll say the only left with 2 months. You must come and update your documents. But I want you to do it differently. Yeah. I want them to be here to come to your municipality on right day, or we go to the community halls, we check which area that's affected. Then we go and address them. And then we take the service here today.
Mm. Mm. Now, Mayor, I was about to close, but then I remembered, there was an incident that once happened here. Maybe it was before your time. And in fact, it was before your time. There was a gentleman called Victor Mhlonishwa, who was unfortunately placed inside a coffin. He was found allegedly stealing on a farm, and he was placed inside a coffin and was fake buried by the people who had found him stealing. I know that that matter ended up in the magistrate's court here in Steve Tshwete, but what is the latest information do you have? I mean, what latest information do you have regarding shit, and how did it end? Do you know anything about it?
Yes, that case happened in 2016. And same time, it was in terms of making sure that the justice must prevail. Justice prevail. Yeah, people that done that accident, they were arrested. Yeah, here at the same time they've got their sentence and they've served. At the same time, I think now they've got the parole. Yeah, yes, everything now is fine. The victor is fine. Them and RTP in XC24 because that thing happened at what for? Yeah. Comat.
Now, on that basis, would you then suggest or think that there's probably racial tensions in this town? I'm glad you spoke about Elias Motsoaledi, because there was also another case of a white man who was seen kicking a young boy, kicking him around in that area. Do you believe that there's also racial tensions in this municipality?
Not really. It's just that there are people of us that are taking the farmers is in terms of stealing some equipment or what that night. That's why when you check where there's an area of rural area entrance, there's a camera. Yeah. And so they do have these drones. Yeah. So you can see that there's a people that are coming. So here there's no any fights in terms of the resistance. There's only that case there, but we can check now if there is any case that happened. No, there's no case. I can't lie, say it's such thing. It's only that individually we come at work, but it is not in the domain of the municipality saying, oh, white people that are resistant. Yeah. So on that accident that happened once. Yeah, I can't say I will direct, yes, there's such. No. Yeah, yes. Since 2016, didn't happen. Yeah, another case of such of healthy.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mayor, as we draw to a close, every person that we invite here, we always ask them the lead question. Now, with the lead question, the lead podcast is not just a podcast where we talk, but we also like to put what we say in action. And we believe you as a leader always have something to teach. And I think I'm speaking to someone who's very passionate about leading. So I'm speaking to the convert. So in the lead podcast, we are creating a platform now where people can be taught about something that is maybe passionate in your heart, like governance. For instance, if you're saying you did something in the finance space, you can create like a training manual or a training event where people can be educated briefly about, your chosen interest. So we'd like to invite you to be part of that sometime in the near future. Is that something you'd be interested
Yes.
in? Yeah. Yeah. No, you heard it here from the Leap podcast. And with that being said, I just want to thank you, Leah, for coming to this platform. We appreciate seeing young people uh, coming in and making a mark, on the body politic, in the country. And we believe that, you are definitely one for the future. And we're looking forward to seeing just how far you'll go in governance. Maybe one day we'll call you minister or even President Mhlonishwa Masilela. But yeah, one thing I've learned from you, there is power in a name. You don't just call a person Mhlonishwa. Sometimes you are putting a burden on that person, and life sometimes responds. You climb on a taxi or you get into your car and you go to a council meeting, and somehow, you come out as a mayor, your life changes. So I think that's the lesson that I'm taking, and I'm sincerely hoping that our viewers also take that lesson, that just show up. Sometimes it's just about showing up. And, if you are 99% prepared in your showing up, that 1% opportunity can change your life forever. So with that being said, I give you the platform. If there's anything you want to share before we close, then this is the stage.
No, no, I'm fine. What I will say that I've left, there's a guy that I'm giving some bursary on my pockets.
Yeah.
Is in Dubai. To learn him Tombeli since I was a counselor since 2018. Now he's doing it on us.
Yeah.
That is this what I think. No, he's not in Dubai. He's in Russia.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing in Russia in terms of the IT. If your phone is hacked, he can just give you.
Yeah.
He can clean your phone.
Yeah.
He's now his full time day is working, and I'm happy that yesterday I got one call from one woman that is thinking in Spain. He's receiving a kiss from South Africa.
Yeah.
So which means I've flowed something to him. So now it's extended because if you want to come to Russia, is the one that will make sure that you get a tour and get everything so that even the language now is being the Russian I do Russia. That maybe that someone that is a poor family.
Yeah.
And unfortunately the painful part before he left, mother passed away on Thursday and on Sunday he's supposed to go away at Russia. I said, Chip, this is your life, you must go. And then we buried following week her mother, his mother, and at the same time we've sent him a video. So the chief where we buried her mother, he came and put her but yeah, extol like a true stone. Yeah, that it is what it's where you've built your map today because now you're back. So he left with a part correctly. He's banged it. So it's a young man. I would love that in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe when he's decided so that we can arrange it, then we'll do an interview.
Always, always. We're always looking for exceptional leadership wherever it presents itself. And we also commend you as well for taking people and putting them through school at your own cost, and empowering them. I think they say, a forest started off just by being one seed. And you never know, this seed that you are planting now in your water can give birth to a whole forest of blessings for other people as well. And I think it speaks to what we believe in as the Lead Podcast. We believe in leaving a legacy. You can be mayor, you can make money, you can be a business person, you can be in cameras, you can enjoy your life, but ultimately you will die, unfortunately. And what will speak for you beyond the grave is the many lives of people that you've changed. So we commend you on that, and we thank you so much for coming to this platform, Mayor. And we'll definitely be keeping in touch and watching all the things that are happening in your municipality. With that being said, thank you so much to you, our viewers, as well. I believe that we've delivered another leader who is doing exceptionally well. I love the fact that he's young because I think the body politic is in desperate need of young people with new ideas to come and change the status quo. And I believe in him and in other young mayors that the time has definitely arrived. So with that being said, we love you and we will be in touch very soon with the next episode. Until then, it's goodbye and see you again.